How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the New York Islanders franchise mode here at NHL 25. Moving into episode number 33 for the year number 9, 2033 postseason. In the last one, we finished with a franchise high 62 wins, our winningest season in franchise history, the first ever 60-plus win season ever, to win a third consecutive President's Trophy atop the NHL. 62, 16, and 4 was our record. We were third in goals for per game at 3.78. Our goals against was ridiculously low, possibly the lowest I've ever seen in a franchise mode that we've been doing, at just 2.29 goals against per game. And our power play of 26% was second in the league, and also our penalty kill of 86.9 had a huge resurgence in the second half to also finish second in the NHL. Both those special teams percentages are the highest that we've had through our 9 years with the Islanders so far. When it came to player production, the scoring was also on an incredible pace. Both Cole, Goal, Yzerman, and Porter Airlines Martone had 92 points each. Yzerman doing so in 4 less games, 36-goal season. Bo top 50 Horvat, the captain, scored 46 goals and 90 points in just 68 games, so it would have been another 100-plus point season. He ended the season with his 600th career goal as well, now at 1,248 points over his close to 1,500 game career. Back-to-back 100-plus point pace seasons in his age 37 and age 38 seasons, now 2 of his best seasons ever, coming at the oldest that he's ever been in the NHL. Crazy stuff. Oliver Kapanen, career year from him as well. Sadly, ended the season injured. He'll have a minor injury moving into the postseason. We'll talk about that soon. 86 points from him in 82 games. Brock Boeser, 72 points in 74 games. Another one who had an incredible year last year. 99 points, 55 goals. Slowed down this year, understandably at the age of 36, down to 87 overall, but still way more than we would have ever thought that he'd be doing at this age and overall at this point in his career. Matty Barzal had 61 points in 82 games, also getting older now at 86 overall, 35 years of age. David Jiricek, 56. Keevan, 55. Alex Tuch, we picked up at the trade deadline. Sadly, we'll talk about him as well later on, but sadly, we've had to have him in a fourth-line role because of how crowded this team already was. He was on the trade block. He only had 3 teams on his trade list, including us, so we went out and acquired him, yes, to play a reduced role in the fourth line. 4 points, -3 in 21 games, but he's cup chasing here at the age of 36, trying to get one before he retires. And the last year, that $13.455 million deal. A few years left, I'm sure, for him, but probably his best chance at a cup right here. Landon Dupont, 53 points and a plus 35. Ralph Preissing in a fourth-line role, playing under 9 minutes per night, scores 30 points. Alexeyev was a disappointment, I gotta say, a little bit. 29 points from him. Yes, playing under 13 minutes per night, and he has a future top 6 role in this team, absolutely. But I was hoping for a little bit more from the 86 overall, after he had scored 8 points in 20 games, a higher pace in his rookie year, not his rookie year, but in his first 20 games last season, and then 29 and 82 over his first full season, his rookie year. But anyways, just throwing that out there. Also, Hakana, would have wanted a bit more from him as well, 27 points in 82 games, playing 13 minutes per night. Last year, playing 2.5 less minutes, he scored 6 more points. So again, something that I would have wanted a little bit more from Hakana. We gave him an extension that will start kicking in next season. But anyways, Rasmus Sandin, 23 points plus 35. Nazarov in his rookie year, 15 points in 56 games, but he missed a lot of time due to injury. Arcuri, 13 and 46. Hornqvist, 12 points and a plus 34. Engqvist, 10 points plus 23. George Bates in his rookie year, 10 points plus 18. But the main focus of last episode and last season has absolutely been the goaltending. It has been locked down by Igor Loktionov. We said, you shall not pass. And that's exactly what happened this season here on Long Island. As lockdown Loktionov went 39, 8, and 4 with 8 shutouts, the second most shutouts by a rookie goaltender since the year 2000, a .927 save percentage, and 2.15 goals against average as a 79 overall. EA Sports, it's in the game. Not backing him up, but sharing the crease was the guy who's been our starter the last few years, Trey Emperor Augustine. He appeared still in 25 games and went 18 and 6 with 3 shutouts of his own and a .918 save percentage with 2.3 goals against average. So it's a great problem to have. We have 2 of the best, if not the 2 best goalies in the league, and both are low in overall. It doesn't make any sense. And even Riley Stepan, who won us the Stanley Cup last year, the 72 overall, appeared in 9 games this year, going 5-2, 1 shutout, .899 save percentage, and 2.64 goals against average. So as we've been saying for a few years now, eventually this, not the core, but I suppose the foundation of the core, because the core now includes Martone, Yzerman, etc., but the foundation of the core, the guys who were here before anyone else, like Martone and Yzerman, Bo Horvat, Brock Besser, Matty Barzal, these guys are getting old. Horvat 38, Besser 36, right? Yes, and Barzal now 35, we had said. Yeah, going down in overall and everything. We'll try to keep as many of our veterans as long as we can, as long as the contracts always make sense for us. But eventually, at the very least, their roles will be diminishing. So until that day comes, as long as they're still top 6 contributors, and very valuable ones at that, as some of the top scorers on our team, we want to try and get them as many Stanley Cups as possible. Bo Horvat now with 2 Stanley Cups to his name. We've won 2 cups in the last 4 years. We'd love to get a 3rd cup in 5 years, and also go back-to-back for the first time since the Dynasty of the 80s here for the 2033 postseason. But as we were saying at the end of last episode, if we're going to complete that back-to-back, we're going to have to go through the gauntlet to do so. As we start with a round 1 matchup against Austin Matthews, Matvei Michkov, and the Philadelphia Flyers. And if we were to beat them, we're likely going on to face the New Jersey Devils. Or if not, we'll face, I believe it's the 5th place Pittsburgh Penguins. Then even the Panthers are like the 6th place team. So some of the best teams, if not all the best teams in the league, are coming from the East. So even if we were to beat the Flyers, who had a great season themselves, we'd be facing off against the 2nd place Devils or the 5th place Penguins. So of the top 5 teams in the NHL, 3 of them come from the East, and only one of those 3 teams could even make it, forget the Stanley Cup Final, to the Eastern Conference Final. Those 3 Eastern Conference franchises, the Penguins, the Devils, and the Islanders, only one is making it out of round 2. That is crazy to think about. So first up, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. It's a very difficult matchup when you think first line versus first line. I think we have them on the depth, but we're facing off against 2 of the highest scorers in the league. The Rocket Richard winner in Austin Matthews as well. If we scroll down to the Flyers, Austin Matthews, what's he making over here? He signed on for $20.2 million. Yes, he has 5 Rocket Richards, Calder, Selke, Lindsay, Hart, and he's going to have another Rocket this season after 71 goals, 116 points, a career high from him. Oh my goodness, at 35 years of age. With Matvei Michkov at a 94 overall on his right, he had a 113-point season, career high there too. Oh boy. Then on the left side is this guy, Bryant Sloan, 5th overall pick in 2029, who had 77 points in his 4th NHL season here, getting better each season. On the second line, Comiskey, O'Reilly, and Luchenko. So stuff starts to fall apart pretty quickly. Their center depth is 93, but then 81, 79, 79. In the bottom 9, so 2nd, 3rd, and 4th line, aside from the 2 85 overalls on the second line, everyone else is between 79 and 82. Delorme, David, Tutu on the 3rd, connecting at an 80 overall with Easton Cowan at a 79, and Bill Zonin at a 79 as well on the 4th line. Defensively, they do have Logan Hensler, former 10th overall pick in 2025, as their 89 overall on the right side. He's alongside 81 overall Ryan Lindgren, who's 35. Okay. Rayon Mullen with Gillen, who's a 79 on the second pair, and the third pair is Carrier at a 77, and Plekanec, who's a 79. So again, higher overall at the top, and then drops off pretty quickly. But will that higher overall at the top end up keeping them afloat? Then the goaltending, it's Devin Levi at an 86 overall, starting between the pipes. He had a 32, 25, and 7 season, 2 shutouts, 908 save percentage, and 3.05 goals against average. Historically in the postseason, hasn't been great. A lot of years with Colorado, some tough numbers actually. His last 3 postseasons have seen him go 5, 11, and 1, with an 885 save percentage and 4 goals against average. So hopefully that's the Devin Levi that we're facing off against here in this first round. Suchanek is backing him up. Scratches Troy Terry at an 84. What is a healthy scratch? And Bilecki. Okay, I don't know why Troy Terry's a healthy scratch, but Flyers will do whatever they think is best. So, speaking of lineups, we also have Oliver Kapanen out for a few days. The injury report tells us that it's pending evaluation, so I didn't fix up the lines just yet. We're going to have Matty Barzal move to center, Keevan will come up, and Alex Tuck will come up as well in the third line. Then fourth line can be Pricing, Arcuri, and Nazarov. Before we do too much else, let's just quickly look at the AGM comments left in the last one. Not too many thoughts after such a marvelous season, but let's start off with Steven, who said, "Hi Data, just some random notes and observations this time. Clash of Igors when the Islanders play the Rangers. Yes, Igor Loktionov and Igor Shesterkin. Next, Bo Horvat has it perfectly aligned. If I remember correctly, a few seasons ago, he finished the year with his 500th goal at the end of the year, and now he did the same thing this season with his 600th goal at the end of the year. Must be a unique feat, absolutely. Also, I think Barzal's getting pretty close to legendary Brian Trottier with his assists for the franchise records. Yeah, we looked at the record book at the end of the last one. Steven also says, yes, a couple of us suggested drafting Fost in the first draft. I was talking about Fost, who's an offensive defenseman over on the Pittsburgh Penguins, who had some crazy, I think like 70-some point season. I said, hadn't we thought about drafting him at one point? Steven's saying yes, but we went with Porter Martone instead as a real-life player. I think it worked out for us as well, but just to know that's where Fost came from, was that year one draft. Never mind, we're doing well with our defensive core. And one more thing, if I saw it correctly, we cannot clash with the Jets in the finals again. No, the Jets finished 29th in the NHL after 4 consecutive Stanley Cup finals. So now they missed the playoffs. What does it mean for us? I'm not quite sure. We faced off against the Winnipeg Jets in 3 of the last 4 Stanley Cup finals, winning 2 and losing 1. So this year, it cannot be the same. The only other time we've been in the Stanley Cup final was against the Avalanche, and that was actually with Devin Levi, and they beat us that time. Good season data. Let's keep rolling. Thank you for those thoughts, Steven. And now moving over to Dan, one of our channel members. Thank you for being so, Dan. Wow, what a fun season. The boys really came to play this year. After a 60-plus win season, it's hard to justify making too many changes heading into the playoffs. Let's keep rolling with Lockdown Loktionov for Game 1. Maybe we alternate between Slow Sim and Menu Sim for the playoffs. We saw a tough difference between those in the season. The Menu Sim gave us so many shutouts and, of course, our 62 wins, and the Slow Sim is more 50-50. Dan saying, I'm not sure, but I'll trust you and the other AGMs on that front. Next, the Alex Tuch trade may not have lived up to the hype post-deadline, but I have a feeling Alex Tuch will be a big factor in the playoffs, especially if Alexeyev keeps giving us lackluster production. If I were to make any lineup changes, I'd consider moving Tuch to third-line left wing. Well, we're moving up right now with Kapanen being injured, but yes, maybe keeping him there. Dan says, call me crazy, but I wouldn't be totally opposed to slotting Arcuri in at third-line center over Hakana. He produced pretty well given his ice time, and it would also prevent the double power forward setup if we move Tuch up. Sometimes you've got to just toss overall ratings aside and go with whoever's got the juice. Philly's top line and potentially the number 2 overall Devils are going to be a gauntlet. But to be the best, you've got to beat the best. Let's build off this incredible regular season and go back to back. Great video as always, my brother. Much love to you and Lieutenant Desora. See you in the playoffs. Go Isles. Thank you, Dan. So much love to you as well. And Dan also adds a PS saying, I know we've got bigger priorities right now, but in the offseason, we should chat with Ulf Engqvist about boosting his adaptability to help transition him from a defensive defenseman into a two-way D. If I recall, his puck skills are solid, yes, 5 stars, but the offensive production hasn't shown it. It's probably a long shot at his age, but it can't hurt to try. No, it can't. Thank you, Dan. And also one more comment left in Discord server from Hobbsy, who said, watching the Isles currently and just wanted to make note that Alex Tuch is from Syracuse, not too far from Long Island, so he could be happy 4th line cup chasing while playing close to home. Also, Winnipeg finishing 29th after their run of finals appearances, a fall-off that needs to be studied. Absolutely. Thank you, Hobbsy. So, yes, the lineup will look like this to start things off. We had said maybe moving Hakana down with the power forward mix there. 2.5-star skating, 3.5-star skating. Alexeyev has the 4-star skating, which is nice. Sometimes those bigger guys don't skate as well in simulation here. So, it's a tough question, and I absolutely hear what Dan is saying, but I think we're going to at least start Game 1 like this, because you never know who can start producing once the postseason begins. It's a whole different beast. Last year in the postseason, Hakana had 12 points in 26 games, so maybe that Hakana will show up. Let's give him the chance first, and we'll go from there. So Alexeyev, Hakana, Tuch, pricing Arcuri, Nazarov. This will be our even strength lineup here. Besser, Barzal, Kevin on the second line, and we'll wait for Oliver Kapanen to come back. I'm going to update the special teams as well, and then we'll get simulating. All right, so we are ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 1 of Round 1 for the 2033 postseason here in year number 9, chasing a 3rd Stanley Cup, what would be back-to-back titles, and of course a 3rd Cup over the last 5 seasons, putting ourselves in that Dynasty conversation in our 9th year here on the island. Let's get it started at UBS Arena. As always, the episode is about an hour and a half to 2 hours in length. If it does end up being the case that we lose early and it's just a black screen for like 45 or 60 minutes, letting that run for a little bit would really help for the performance of the video. And there you go, Brock Besser scores early! The second shot of the game, the Conn Smythe winner from last year is hungry for more. President's Trophy winners come out fighting early and come out swinging. So if it does end up ending early, just letting it run for a little bit would be very much appreciated. But I want you to react live with me. Let's do it. First period, 1-1 game. Hensler there on the blue line. tying it up. Loktionov in his first career postseason start. The man just loves shutouts, but in the slow sim, might be a little more difficult. We'll look at his... I want to show you one more thing after this game one. I'm going to show you something in Loktionov's stats. Shots 13-12 after 20. Second period, 2-1 Flyers. Michkov on the power play. Shots are tied at 23, and we're down by 1 here in the third. Besser scored on the second shot of the game, and we have nothing since then. Let's go third period power play chance here. The best power play that we've had through 9 years. That's killed off by the Flyers. I'm going to say the Panthers. Think about the real world. 5 minutes ago, being held to 1 goal still, and we give up a power play goal to Matthews, of course. 3 on 30 is not horrible, but we can't expect to have any success with 1 on 38. As the Flyers hold us to just 1 goal, as we outshoot them 38-29, but we lose 3-1. Great way to start here at home. Levi, 37 saves. Michkov and Matthews, a goal and an assist apiece. There you go. Oh boy, this is not going to be easy. I just want to show one thing about Loktionov. In the postseason, he's never played NHL postseason games before, but he has played an AHL postseason game before. If the game will let me go look in the menus here. Loktionov playoff stats. In Manitoba last year, 1 game, 1 win, 1 shutout. That's crazy. And in Hershey, 16 games, 8 wins, 2 shutouts. So 3 shutouts in 17 AHL postseason appearances, or 18 if you add this one. But he was 16 for 16 with the saves just in 34 minutes. Anyways, now getting his chance in the NHL. Crazy. No matter where he's been, whether it be Russia or the AHL or the NHL, he just eats those shutouts for breakfast. I really hope Oliver Kapanen is coming back soon, and let's keep on rolling. Game 2, we didn't get much scoring going in Game 1, but we got to keep things as they've been at least for one more game here before we start throwing things into a blender. Game 2 at home once more. Let's split the games at UBS and take a 1-1 series back to over to Wells Fargo. First period, and it's 2-1 Isles. There we go. Matty Barzal in the power play, and there's Kimmo Hakana in that third line role, making it 2-0 before Sloan cut the lead to 1. Shots tied at 10 after 20. Second period, 3-2 goal apiece. Michkov ties it, but then Landon Dupont makes it 3-2. Shots are 21-17 for the Isles after 40. Third period action. Ralph Pricing, he loves the postseason. 4-2 Isles. Power play Islanders now. David Jiricek makes it 5-2. 3-goal cushion. Réon Mullen cuts it to 2. We have 12 minutes to go. Shots 31-22 Isles. Can we hang on with the 5 goals that we've put up? Or will we need one more power play opportunity to do so? Killed off by the Flyers. Could momentum swing back in their favor? No, too little too late as we take Game 2 at home, outshooting the Flyers 34-25 and winning 5-3. Barzal and Jiricek with a goal and an assist apiece, and will now make it a best of 5 headed to Philadelphia. 1-1 series. Whew, okay, very, very good. Now, I'm going to go check the injury report for Oliver Kapanen. And don't even need to. He's fully healed and ready to go. Thank goodness. So I would assume that would mean Nazarov coming out of the lineup. What do we do with the bottom 6, though? Alexeev, 1 assist +1. Hakana scored that goal. Tuck, 1 assist -1. Pricing had his goal. Arcuri had the assist. Nazarov will come out, I suppose. All right, I'll take care of that very quickly. All right, back to full health. And you know what? I'm thinking about a little bit of a change in the middle 6, actually. Benjamin Keevan, in 2 games of getting second-line minutes, has had 3 assists. So maybe Keevan sticks around now with Kapanen and Besser instead of Barzal and Besser. And maybe we bring Barzal down to the third line with his 4-star skating, and he can play with Hakana and Tuck. Then the fourth line becomes Pricing, Arcuri, Alexeev. I wonder if this might be something interesting. I'm going to give it a chance in Game 3. And see where it goes. Here on the road at Wells Fargo Center, lockdown Loktionov, back between the pipes, of course. Trey Augustine, he got us that Stanley Cup. We're ready to turn to him if we need to, but Loktionov is going to get his chance. Let's do it for Game 3, best of 5 series. Kapanen back in the lineup. Let's get to work. First period, 1-0 Flyers. Austin Matthews on the power play. Shot 16-13 for the Flyers. High shooting period after 20. Second period, 2-2 game. There we go. Bo Horvat ties it on the power play. But then Austin Matthews with his second ties it, puts the Flyers back up just 49 seconds later. Before later on, Brock Besser, another power play goal, ties it back up. Shots are 25-22 after 40. And we're all tied at 2 thanks to 2 power play markers. Bo and Brock, the Splash Brothers, as we know them so fondly. Power play Flyers is killed off halfway through this third. Next one might be the winner in a game like this. It's a high shooting affair, 36 shots on our end, with 2 minutes to go now. 42 seconds, and we are indeed off to overtime as the shots are 42-30 after 60 in the Islanders' favor. And now we are headed to the first overtime period. Power play Flyers right off the bat. We kill it off. Huge kill. Momentum back in our favor, and the Flyers win. It's Gillen. Oh, as the Flyers win in overtime. Shots end 43-34 for us. Matthews 2 goals and an assist. Levi 41 saves. Michkov 2 assists. It's all Matthews and Michkov. Oh my goodness, as we're now down 2-1 in this series. We scored twice, but that is not enough. Devin Levi with a .930 save percentage right now. Down in the AHL, was not enough to make the postseason, sadly. That year is done for Bridgeport. Oh, man. Penalty kill hasn't been great at just 70%. It's only been 3 games, but still. I'm so tempted to just do a menu sim here for the game. I'm so tempted to do a menu sim. We scored twice. We need to get more past Levi. Could we really do anything? It's hard to justify a big change. We're scoring 2-3 goals per game. Yzerman, no goals yet from Cole Yzerman. No goals, no points in 3 games. Oh, my goodness. Horvat only 1 goal. Martone, the first line's being held down. So let's try this. We made the exact same switch last postseason. Let's swap Besser to the first line with Yzerman. Besser, Horvat, Martone, Yzerman, Kapanen, Kevin. No, -2. Let's go back to Barzal. Yzerman, Kapanen, Barzal, Tuck, Hakana, Kevin. And then if we have to, some other changes on the 4th line. We'll move forward like this. Defensively, how are we doing here? -1 from Zupon, -2 from Yurchek, -1 from Sandin, -1 from Hornqvist, 0 from Engqvist, +1 from Bates. That's nice. And Loktionov is .897 save percentage, but 2.94 goals against average. All right, there are the changes heading into Game 4. Not a must-win, but it kind of feels like that when you know that a loss would mean that you would need to win 3 in a row. Let's play with some, not desperation, but with a feeling of, that good pressure that professional athletes want to have, that they crave. This is your chance to show that that is still within you. Let's do it. First period, and it's 2-0 Isles early. Bo Horvat and Landon Zupon, thank you very much. Shots 10-9 after 20, and we lead by 2. Second period, 3-1 goal apiece. Brock Besser puts us up 3-0. There's that first line producing. But then, of course, Austin Matthews with his 8th point in 4 games gives the Flyers some life. Shots are 20-17 in our favor through 40, and we have a 2-goal lead. Make it 3. Bo top 50. The captain makes it 4-1. Thank you, Bo. Up by 3 and 15 minutes away from tying this series at 2. Power play Flyers killed off. The penalty kill needs to be doing those kills. Yes, another one. Show me another. Yes, another penalty kill right there. 5 minutes to go. Shots pretty even. Austin Matthews again. 4-2. Thankfully, it's a 2-goal cushion with 2 minutes to go. And Kimmo Hakana restores the 3-goal lead with another goal on Levi. And we'll win 5-2. Being outshot 31-30. Outshot for the first time this series, but we win 5-2. Austin Matthews, not even a star, really. Besser up to the first line, gets a goal and 2 assists. Horvat, 2 goals. Martone, 3 assists. The 3 stars are the 3 first-liners, and that's exactly why GM Data made the call. Let's go. Love seeing the line changes come through. Big game. Only 2 goals against on Loktionov. Love it. 2-2 series, and it's now going to be a best of 3, starting with Game 5 at home at UBS Arena. What's up in the series over here, I wonder? Devils and Penguins also tied at 2. Bruins are up. Panthers are up. The Sharks are the only ones who have their series done, upsetting the Ducks in a 4-0 sweep. All right, so looking at the penalty kill, up to 78.6 on the right side there. Power play, we're at 50% on the power play. That's crazy. Okay, let's not take too long analyzing the numbers here. Let's roll straight into Game 5 with this series now tied at 2. New life breathed into our souls. Let's bring in front of the home fans. First period, 1-0 Flyers. Kumiski scoring to make it 1-0 after 20. Second period, 2-0 Flyers. Delorme. Shots are 20-19 in our favor. We have nothing through 40 minutes. Let's go, boys. Bring that passion. Who's getting the first on Levi? Power play Isles, killed off by the Flyers. Who's getting that first? First line, it can't always be just you, but I'd love to see something from you again. Let's go bottom 6. Power play Flyers, killed off. 5 minutes to go. Come on, boys! Nothing coming at all. Wow. 34 save shutout for Devin Levi. 34 save shutout for Devin Levi. We outshoot the Flyers 34-26, but lose 2-0. 2 on 26 for Loktionov. Nothing wrong. 3rd star. But no support. Oh my goodness. What kind of change could we make? That first line change did well in the 5-2 win. But aside from that, Cole Eiserman with zeros. Zeros! 92 points on the year. 0 points, -2 in 5 games. Kapanen, 0 points, -3. Barzal, 2 points, -1. Tuck, 2 assists, +2. Hakana, 3 points, +2. Keevan, 4 assists, -1. You know what, Alex Tuck? Let's get you on the second line. And let's swap Keevan and Barzal here. +3, +2 there, if that even means anything. Brycing, Arcuri, Alexiev, that's fine. That's a change we're making the middle 6. And on defense, 0, -1, 0, 0, -1, 0. Yeah. Like, George Bates wasn't a problem, but I'm tempted to bring in Sam Boldzuk. At the same time, though, why? You know what? No. Something inside of me is not feeling it enough. George Bates, you'll stay. And Loktionov, it's still your crease. 910 save percentage, 2.58 goals against. It's Game 6 in Philadelphia. We got to win 2 now. And this might be it. We know that, we knew coming into this one that it was going to be a tough series. There's no shame in losing to such a good team, but there is shame in seeing stuff like Cole Eiserman, no points in 5 games. Let's go out there. Let's do it for Bo. Let's do it for Barzal. Let's do it for Besser one last time. Who knows what kind of regression happens next year? Who's going to have to go into a reduced role? Who has to walk because of money? We're here. We're having a historic season. Now's the time to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. Let's tighten the belts, whatever we got to do. And let's win these next 2 to punch our ticket to round 2. We've seen harder... we've faced harder adversity in the past. Now's our chance to show the world that we still have it. With the old average age and everything, we still have it. Yes! Sloan scores in the first shot of the night. We still have it. First period, and it's 2-1. All right, Brock Besser answers that, but then Delorme scores in the power play. We're being outshot 10-9 after 20. We're down by 1. Second period now, 3-2 goal apiece. Of course, Austin Matthews scores 25 seconds into the period. But then Brock Besser, the only man with passion on the island, makes it 3-2. Shots are 24-21 for the Flyers. And we're down 3-2 headed into the third period here on the road. Don't let them finish it in front of the Philly faithful. Let's bring it back to 7. Let's do it. Anything happen in 7, but the Lawrence was a power play goal. Who's going to answer that? Who will answer that power play goal? 10 minutes to go. Oh, no one's going to answer it. All right, 5 minutes to go. We're hopping in. Oh, Game 6 on the brink of elimination already. Oh, it's all Matthews. Mitchkov too, but it's all Matthews. Oh, man. Okay, sliders are fixed as well. Make sure they shoot that puck. Carry it, shoot it, have energy. Here we go with 5:19 to go. The game added more minutes, so it was like 4:50 something, or 4:58 I think. But 5:19 to go, down by 2. We'll wait on playing the goalie for now. It's going to be so hard to watch the AI, but we weren't going to win in the slow sim. It's our only chance. Into Philly territory. Keevan, put that on net, big boy. There you go. Shots on net. That's what I'm talking about. Offensive zone face-off now. Offensive zone draw. Bo versus Matthews on the dot. Here we go. Bo wins it clean. Dupont. Jiricek from the point. Blocked. Oh, good set play, though. Up to Jiricek. Crosses the blue line. Martone. Horvat on net. Good. Stopped by Levi. Martone in the corner. To Jiricek at the point. Dupont looking for space. Oh, sprawling blocker save from Levi. Yes, this is the pressure we need. There we go. Lindgren hit in the corner by Besser. Besser, find your man. Find Bo to the point. Dupont, shoot Bello. Martone through traffic. Hits off a couple skates. Kumiski will carry it out with Mitchkov being the outlet right there into Islanders territory and dumped in. Let's. We still have energy, actually. You know what? We still have the energy. Let's keep the first line out. Jiricek up to Martone on the line change for Philly. Martone, let's go. Don't let them poke it. Miski skating in without a care in the world. No one stopping him. No problem. Behind the net. Not a care in the world. Luchenko and Loktionov will hang on there. Second line coming out. Gillen to Delorme. To the point. Réon Mullen through traffic. That's a blocker save. Blockered away, I should say, by Loktionov. Hornquist fighting the corner and comes away with it. Very good. Leading the charge up to Cole Eiserman. Over to Alex Tuck. Let's go, Alex! Right into Levi. Gives it out dangerously. Gillen, can he get it out of the zone? Double teamed. Of course, the little kick is getting it all the way out. Of course. Now here comes David. 79 overall, over to 2-2, 81. Oh my good. Oh, come on! Oh, come on, Brennan. 2-2, 81 overall. First of the playoffs, 2-on-1 for a couple of 80 overalls. A 2-on-1 for a couple of 80 overalls. Toe drag shot, and then just kicked into our own. Yeah. Where even was that? And then it. Wait. Ah, we just. What? That's why we can't go into the sim. And why is this music blasting out of my controller? Oh, and that's the season. Yeah, that's a season. The most well-crafted team we've had through 9 years. President's Trophy, best power play, best penalty kill, best everything, 62 wins. And yes, we lose against a good team, but a one-line team. We lose against one line. We didn't lose against a team, we lost against a line. Matthews and Mishkov, that was it. I can't shoot Bello. Glove save, Levi, no problem. May as well pull the goalie at this point. Bo wins it back. Besser. Bo in front. Trying to squeak that by. No, Levi's got it. Horvat loses that one. Carrier, the 77 overall, up to Luchenko. Skates in, no problem. Blocked by Dupont. A rare empty net block. Pricing. Why is Pricing out as the extra attacker? Wearing Crosby's 87. Okay. Besser behind the net. Oh! Bo is stopped on the one-timer. Luchenko. Horvat fishing it out. Martone. Pricing. For some reason, Ralph Pricing scores! Ralph Pricing! The fourth liner, for some reason, out there as the extra attacker, scores with the empty net. Okay, we'll take it. Thank you. The German giant, Ralph Pricing. And we're back within 2 now, but with time ticking away. Waiting on that goalie pull again. Jiricek. We start pulling. Yes. Nope. Send him back. God, he's so delicate in franchise mode. Or just in the game, I should say. Yzerman, let's try again. Blowing the goalie. Cole Yzerman, trying to establish something. Use your teammates, Cole. They're right there. Jiricek. Kapanen. Bo! Shoot, Bello. Tuck one-timer blocked. Kapanen. Look at the point. No! And now Mishkov with the empty net goal. And just wide. Okay. Thankfully, maybe the spirits are hearing me. Here we go. Yzerman. Hit again. Tuck. Skate, Alex. On net. Minute 30. Get the face off. Shoot, Bello! Blocked by Hensler. Minute 27 to go. Keeping it in. There you go. Fight! Fight! Keep it in. Yes. Bo. Board pinned. Still with it. Yes, Bo. Fight! 38-year-old Bo Horvath, the only man with passion, has 3 players just wait for a pass in the slot. Hensler comes in. Blocked again. Jiricek. Kapanen. We're dead tired out there. Martone. Minute 08 to go. Shoot, Besser! Stopped by Levi. And at least we get a face-off. So we can call a timeout here. People are exhausted. And you know what? We got super lucky with Pricing. I love it, but let's be honest with ourselves. The extra attacker here, if both Dupont and Horvat are on the ice, then we got to go with, I suppose, Yzerman. We got to go with who would sim well in the game. He has the 5-star shooting. Let's have Cole Yzerman on as that 6th forward. So, goalie pulled, timeout called. Minute 05 to go, still down by 2. We've seen crazier things in EA NHL land. The Flyers have their second line out. Horvat versus O'Reilly on the dot. Face off, one back by Bo. Jiricek, one-time Dupont! Stopped, blockered away. Back to Dupont with the point. Besser, Jiricek shoots her off the post! No, Jiricek! We're skating away from the puck, that's great. And then Besser just threw it all the way down the ice. Some nice glitch, there you go. That's awesome. Dupont to Yzerman. Can he even get by the red line? Yes, he can. Porter Martone, let's go. Besser scores! Wow! What a howitzer from Brock Besser. It's a hat trick. Brock Besser is 6th of the playoffs and 3rd of the night. Hat trick Brock Besser unloads an absolute missile. Wow. Second line rest. We're not done. We are not done. Wow, we needed that exactly at that point in time. We needed that right there from Brock Besser, completing the hat-trick. 6 goals in 6 games. And then we get to watch this for 10, 15 seconds. Oh, Brock Besser tying the postseason lead right now. 6 goals. And that leaves 42.2 seconds to go. Down 5-4 from Martone and Yzerman. Do you believe? Leave a like if you believe. Kapanen, let's go. Yes. Kapanen, hold on, return the goalie. Gillen, we need to push. That's why the AI doesn't understand. We need to push now. Return the goalie. 25 seconds. Comiskey. Behind the net, board pin, 20 seconds, skate. We need to go now. We need to go now! No, there's no desperation! There's no desperation. Skate, Tuck, pulling the goalie. Here we go, 10 seconds. Alex Tuck, skating in like molasses. Tuck, let's go, shoot, Sandin! Oh, Levi! Oh my goodness, Devin Levi. Rasmus Sandin, the series on his stick. Oh, 3.7 seconds to go. Net empty. Please, Bo. Face off. The shoots off the face off. Wow, the game knows to do that. Oh, we scored twice coming back from down 5-2, but it's not enough. As we lose 5-4 in Game 6. Not making it out of the first round for the first time in, I think, 6 years? Could it be we lost in year 2, right, to the Bruins? And then since then, so years 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 6 years in a row of making it out of round 1. So for the first time in 7 years, Lokhtianov has gray hair, what? For the first time in 7 years, the Islanders don't make it out of round 1. And it comes as President's Trophy winners, of course. Oh, what an effort here. Shots end 44 to 36. Oh my goodness, what a heartbreaker. 3 cups in 6 years next year would still be great, but 3 and 5. This was a year we really thought that we could have done it. And of course, we did menu sim, we would have swept the Flyers in 4, no problem. Oh my goodness, that one stings. That one really, really stings. Especially that it was against one line. We held down the other 3 lines, no problem. But the Flyers, 10 points from Matthews, 10 points from Mitchkov, 8 points from Sloan on their first line. Then everybody else with 5 points or less. One with 5, one with 4. Then a couple with 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 players with 1 point. And then 4 players with 0. So the majority of the team had 1 point or less. And definitely 2 points or less. As Matthews and Mitchkov get 10 points each. Devin Levi, 923 save percentage, 2.8 goals against average. As Besser scored 6 goals and 9 points. Does Besser have another crazy year left in him? Horvat, 7 points. Martone, 6 points. Yurchek and Kevin with 4. Dupont and Hakana with 3. Pricing. Matty Barzal, just 2 points. Are you serious, Barzal? In a contract year, he scores just 2 points, -2 in 6 games. Tuck, 2 points. All right, there was our rental. Cole Yzerman was a disgrace. He was a disgrace. Especially that when you look at his postseason numbers, 27 points in 24 games, 24 points in 26 games, 109 points in 118 games before this. Now 110 and 124, 1 point in 6 games. That's what he did back in 2027. That's what we expected from him then as a rookie. Now, no. Alexeyev, 1 assist. Sandin, 1 assist. He had the chance to tie it. Engqvist, 1 assist, -2. Arcuri, 1 assist. Bates, 1 assist. Nazarov, no points in 2 games. Kapanen, no points and a -4. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I understand first line versus first line, but what about our second line? This guy had an 86-point season, 29 points last year in the postseason, 86 points in 102 postseason games before this. And now no points, -4 in 4 games. Hornqvist, nothing. And the goaltending, Lokhtianov, 2-3-1, not even his fault. 900 save percentage and 2.99 goals against average. Not even his fault. Oh, man. So there you have it. That's it. Year number 9 comes to a close. Year 10, we're thinking it's going to be an off-season episode and then a season plus playoffs episode. Then we'll go with probably 1 year per episode in years 11 to 15. Sorry, 1 episode per year instead of 2 or 4. So as we're trying to wrap up this series by mid-July, as we spoke about in the last few episodes. I'm sure you'd know that if you're following along the series this long by episode 33. But that's just super disappointing. So we're going to start simming to the draft. We'll lick our wounds. We'll try to come back stronger for year 10, but man, did that Flyers first line do us in. Not to mention Kapanen and Yzerman not doing their part, but C'est la vie. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the draft. We'll get the end of season numbers, awards, draft plan, contract plan, all that figured out before next episode. So still a little bit to do before we call it the end of the episode. But there ends the year number 9 postseason. And the Florida Panthers are your 2033 Stanley Cup champions. Will they also be the 2025 Stanley Cup champions? We'll find out. But there we go. Let's try to stop the sim here. Actually, no, let's go see retirements and all that. We may as well keep on going to there. So, draft lottery, LA stays at 1. The Rangers jump from 9 to 2. Vegas drops from 2 to 3. All right, no other major changes, it looks like. Central scouting, good to go. We'll look at the draft class in a moment. Retired players, I wonder... This could be a huge heartbreak. Sometimes those players start retiring early. It's possible that Bo Horvat and or Brock Besser could retire here. So I really, really hope they don't. View retired players. Thank goodness. Who I was ready to have a fit. Barkov retires. He was a 79 overall, though. That makes sense. So Barkov, huge retirement class here. Kucherov, Marner, Scheifele, Connor, Forsberg, Kaprizov. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 players with 1,100 plus points. Konechny, Bushnevich, Fiala, Hintz, Bertuzzi, McCann, Barbashev. A lot of players down the list there. Okay. Former Islander Anthony Beauvillier. Goaltenders retiring. Vasilevsky retires. Makes sense. 565 wins. Saros, Allmark, Jerry, Georgiev, Vanacek, so on and so forth. And just to really make sure, no Islanders retiring. Correct? Yes, correct. All right, so there's your retirement class. What a class it is in 2033. Bridgeport or for the Islanders, no retirements there for the coaches. Very good. Draft interviews we don't need to do. Pro Scout on the line. And here we are. So let's see the end of season awards. Actually, let's also look at the playoff tree. So after beating us, it was a matchup with the second place Devils. The Flyers beat them in 6 as well. So the Flyers, as a wild card team, beat the top 2 teams in the NHL, both in 6 games. They then lost in 6 to the Panthers, who beat the Blackhawks in 5 games to win the 2033 Cup. Wow. All right, so good for the Panthers. Looking at the awards, so the Panthers win the Cup, keeping it in the East. That's nice. President's Trophy, 3rd straight year to the Islanders. The Blackhawks, of course, with the Jets not there, the first non-Winnipeg team to make it in a very long while. And the Panthers, the first non-New York team to make it to the Stanley Cup Final in 5 or 6 years between the Islanders and the Rangers. So that's another stat to be interested by. Jesper Bratt wins the Art Ross Trophy with the Devils. Hart Memorial goes to Connor Bedard. All right. James Norris to Cale Makar in back-to-back years and 3 of the last 4. Lady Byng to Connor Bedard, his first. Calder to Loktionov. Let's go! This is what we've been waiting for. So the goalie getting the Calder is already rare enough. But Igor Loktionov wins the Calder Memorial Trophy with his 8 shutouts and 30-whatever wins, 39 wins. Yes. Now, will he also win the Vezina? That's what we're waiting to see. The Jennings should be Loktionov and Augustine. But the Calder goes to Igor. The Conn Smythe to Verhaeghe. Here we go. Yes! Igor Loktionov! Lockdown Loktionov wins the Vezina Trophy. I did some research, and it was actually a lot harder to find the answer than I thought, but I believe Loktionov is the 12th goalie in NHL history to win the Vezina in his rookie season, and also, I believe, the 4th player in NHL history to win both the Vezina and the Calder in the same year. Wow, 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 Igor Loktionov. Of course, also the Jennings. We took the risk to give Augustine his 25th appearance. It gets him the Jennings, and Loktionov also got his Vezina. Whew, it was worth it. Wow, so the hard work came through. Ryan Pulock, former Islander, winning back-to-back Bill Masterton trophies as the random defenseman who gets chosen by the game. Davidson, coach of the Penguins, wins the Jack Adams. William Moore winning the Frank J. Selke. Lindsay going to Austin Matthews, as well as another Rocket Richard. Wow. So at least the goaltenders get their awards. We love to see that. So Calder. So 3 awards for Loktionov, including the shared Jennings, and 1 from Trey Augustine. So in the next one, we can think about off-season focuses, as well as starting to look at progress reports, who's coming up to the team next season. Any changes in overalls here at the end of the year? Horvat, 89. Tuck down to 84. He'll likely just walk in free agency. Besser back up to 88. Okay. Iserman locked to Igor up to an 87 overall. Riley Stepan goes from 71 to 72, but Igor is now listed as an elite goalie and goes from 79 to 87 overall. And now when we want to sign him, it'll be impossible to do so. But I'm willing to, I would give a goalie $15 million if he got 10 shutouts a year, no problem. It's that you give crazy money and then they fall apart. But Lockdown up to an 87 with fringe starter potential. Oh my goodness. Hornqvist, for some ridiculous reason, drops from 84 to 82 with elite potential at 22 years old, playing tons of ice time. Oh, I don't get this game. Martone 91, Barzal back up to 87, okay. Nazarov up to an 80, year check. Alexeyev down to an 85. Augustine stuck at an 83 for years, but Lokhtianov will jump from... with fringe starter, he'll jump to 87, but Augustine with starter potential will go from 81 to 83 over like 4 years. Oh my goodness. Sandin, Hakana, no other changes there. Gervais Chouinard would want to make the NHL next year, but then who moves out for our top 6 defense? Who of those top 6 is not back next year? I don't know. Goalies, there you have it. Okay, then in the system, biggest growth goes to Matthieu Gaudreau, who is playing 4th line AHL. All the attributes moving up, pretty much. Very nice, up to a 67. Bugstad, 62. Israel Bugstad. Santiago Chung, up to a 63. Boris Brelin, up to a 74 from the 70 that we drafted him at. Very good. What did he do this year in the KHL? 12 points in 49 games, plus 25. Okay. Haynes, Palin. Bates drops to a 78 for some reason. Reveptov, 71. Ackerman to a 75. Summers to a 78. So we sort by overall now. Yeah, Summers at a 78 is nice. Maddox Marchman up to a 75. Platt to a 74. Demaris up to a 73. All right, so there's the growth. A lot of our goalies in our system, of course. Stepan, it's nice to have him as 3rd goalie, but eventually Ackerman's going to want to get an NHL spot. That might push out Augustine, or you know what? I don't want to feel pressure to move out Augustine and Lokhtianov if they're going to get 15 shutouts per year combined. So maybe they become trade bait. I don't know. But we'll see. We could definitely think about trading maybe one of them. Draft class, yeah, draft board. Let's consider the picks that we have in this draft. We pick a 28, and then at the end of the 2nd round, so somewhere in the late 50s, then we have a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th from various teams. So there you go. 1 pick per round, not always our own pick. If we look at the draft class itself, I doubt we have much value to trade up with, but if you're curious, here are the top 5 all-medium elite. Anyone else who sticks out after that? A few unknowns we didn't scout in ice. Yeah, that's about it. So probably with our pick, we'd be thinking Andre Hrdina, gem, 6'3" center sniper, 3 years away. Or, yeah, probably that's our guy. Anyone in the 2nd round is always better in the start of the 2nd round than the end of the 1st round. Some medium top 6s, medium top 4D, 2 years away, 3 years away, 2 years away. All these guys 2 years away. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going for a 2-year away top 6 forward and trading some of our later picks. Low elite here, Patolny, 4 years away, 2-way D. And also a defensive defenseman, Ken Douglas. NHL ready, I wonder. Now, NHL ready at the end of the 1st round is a death sentence, but NHL ready in the 2nd round? But that being said, defensive defenseman, that is the problem. More low elites. Chapman, you hear Chapman. Sotheby, Aaron Sotheby, 3 years away, low elite 2-way forward. Bulbrick, yeah, there's actually a lot of low elites here. Low top 6, medium elite, this guy Donald, Lee Donald, 5 years away though. Let's sort by potential now. So for the medium elites, even this guy Negrin, Kelly Negrin, 5 years away, 17 though, medium elite. Jason Voros, 5 years away, 17, medium elite. Kravchenko, another Ukrainian to join Brelin, Vyacheslav Kravchenko, 5 years away, medium elite, at 19 though. Leonardo Minard, 5 years away, medium elite, at 18. There's a lot of those goalies. Low elites, they're flooded with low elites. All these guys are low elite right there. Between 36 and 59, there's a bunch. Then for the medium top 6s, a ton. Some in the later rounds as well. 102, Peltola. 6'5", 17-year-old power forward. Nice. Low top 6s, there's some. Yeah, there's a lot of value in this draft. A ton of low top 6s. Prokhorkin, Ferraro. Medium top 4Ds. Yeah, low top 4Ds. Maybe we trade some excess prospects to get some value and just really stock up the prospect shelves here. Stock up the cupboards with prospects and move some of the stagnating guys, some of those goalies potentially. And then the big question in the contract. So all expiring this offseason. Porter Martone won't be tough as an RFA. We'll qualify him if we have to. We have $31.62 million. Of course, yeah, he wants 8 years at $22 million. That makes perfect sense. So we'll qualify him and take care of him in free agency. What number would we actually be looking for in Porter Martone? We'll find out. Brock Besser, I'd love to bring him back, but he's going to cost a lot. If Martone's above $10 million, Besser with a full no-move clause. Do we send this now, maybe? How low can we go here? We could go actually decently low. From the $10 million that he was making down to maybe $7 million. 1 year, $7 million. Yeah, we could probably do 1 year, $7 million on Brock Besser. Maybe we should send that right away. Matty Barzal hasn't impressed me. Maybe he's in a third-line role next year. But you know what? He wants 1 year, $5 million. I'll give you the full no-move clause. And we can go down to 1 year, 4.75. Yeah, I'm okay with that on Barzal as a third-liner. That works for me. Alex Tuck, sadly, I think we got to let him go. It was nice bringing him in. He wants 1 year, just out of curiosity, with a full no-move clause. At 37, though, he'd be wanting 1 year, $4 million. It's not crazy, but I don't think we have the room for him. Hornqvist down to an 82 might actually be a blessing in disguise just so we can sign him. Then maybe he'll go back to wanting an actual normal amount. At 3 years... Does it go low? Yeah, 3 years, $6 million. Probably have to qualify him and take care of him in July. That's too crazy. Arturi, Boldzuk, Nazarov, those won't be hard to do. Unsigned players. Anyone who we want to sign who's unsigned. Marchment. Platt will get their contracts. Goaltenders, Rafalski, Palin, Zykov. All expiring, just Rafalski, yes. Okay. So not the craziest offseason to think about. Loktionov is signed on for next year and the year after. So 2 more years at $1 million. And 2 more years at 2.6 on Augustine. So we have 2 more years of our tandem being locked in at a combined $3.6 million. After that, it'll be tough. But Loktionov up to an 87 is just shocking stuff. Man, oh man. Okay, and that about does it. Anything else to think about here? Pending free agents? Yeah, we can think about that. Any targets that you might have in mind? Thinking about, let's say, forwards first, the potential UFA forwards. Smith, Carlson, Brindley, Fantilli. Not sure what kind of move we'd be looking at. Because already we have our top 6 spots ready for guys like Kevin and Alexiev. So maybe it would be a bottom 6 move, like a Tuck kind of thing. But here's some ideas, just scrolling through all the potential UFAs for you to be interested by. And then for the defense, Cale Makar, imagine that. Noah Dobson, Faber, Sandin, and all the way down the list. And finally, goalies, just for fun to see that. Ottinger will be headlining that class. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Year number 9 in the books. Get in all your thoughts for the offseason down below in the YouTube comments or in the Discord server, link in the description. Year number 10 will be the off-season episode, and then I'm thinking a season plus postseason episode. So the season will go by a little bit more quickly. So yeah, I'll save thoughts about the season for after the off-season, once we know who's getting growth and all of that. But a good idea might also just be thinking about what's your potential lineup. If the forward core is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with Hakana as the third line, then Pricing, Arturi, Nazarov still the fourth line. I don't know if Nazarov can stay there. And that's not even taking into consideration Summers, who might make the jump. Paulson with low lead potential. I doubt he makes the jump. But probably just Brock Summers, who might make that jump. Then for defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's not even with George Bates. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bates as 6. Boldzuk as 7. What about Gervais Chouinard, who needs to be in the NHL or traded, I think. He can't have another year in the AHL. He already had 2 seasons there. He needs to get out of there if he's ever going to grow. Yeah, he needs to get out of there. So give me your thoughts on defense as well. All right? Thank you, everybody, for watching. Leave a like if you didn't already. Subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of all of our uploads and live streams that are coming your way. Lots of Islanders if you want to get deep into this series before wrapping it up in about mid-July. So if you've been following the series, you're seeing episodes every 3 days here. That's what I want to try and keep in line. So the off season, maybe I'll give an extra day for thoughts, but try and get those thoughts in ASAP if you have any. If not, I thank you simply for watching. I appreciate you being here. Thank you to our channel members. Scroll down and click join to consider being a channel member. Check out the perks that would be yours both here on YouTube and on the Discord server. If you would like to do so, we'd love to have you join in, and your support for the channel is very much appreciated no matter what form it comes in. So thanks again for watching. Who was your MVP? Who was your opposite of the MVP for the postseason? And where do we go from here moving into year 10? There are some big questions, so I look forward to reading all of your thoughts and seeing you once again in the next one.
Himmes prächtigem Land laufen Brüder